I've been looking over some of my blogs, and there are a few that I want to elaborate on. Some I read and I'm thinking, oh, that was so quick and straightforward and to the point. And so there's more that I'd like to share about some of these blogs. The first one is No More Mask. I remember being very genuine, bold, and vibrant as a young girl. I remember loving and caring, being strong yet sensitive. And then that all changed. I was quieted. I was told not to tell. When bad things happened to me, I was told to shush, and if I said something, I would get in trouble. And so, to cover up the shame and even some of the confusion of childhood sexual abuse, I wore a mask, and I felt like that mask would protect me, but it actually distorted my perspective of situations, people, and in circumstances. Uh, I also wore a mask um, I that I thought would help me belong. I wanted to try to deal with low self-esteem and insecurities by wearing a mask. And so I realized as time went by, when I look back, that those masks did not help me at all. They were covering up the real me. I was alive but not living, breathing, not experiencing, seeing but not connecting. And it wasn't until I was healing from being sexually violated as an adult that I was able to see all of those masks I had been wearing, and I realized I didn't want to wear them anymore. I decided that it was time to deal with all of my issues, all of the pain that I had experienced, and any insecurities. It was time for me to become vulnerable and allow God to deal with me. And so I have to say that the process wasn't easy. It was painful, frustrating, and sometimes numbing. And there's something about removing masks that we may not really understand or expect. First, for example, when you remove a mask, you may not really like what you see. You may not even recognize what you see or who you see. But I encourage you not to stop there. When you remove the mask, again, there's a lot of vulnerability involved there. And so that's when it's very important to trust the Lord and seek Him, study the Word, and allow God to transform your heart and to change your life. If you try to do it on your own, there's only so much that you would accomplish, and it would be very difficult to stay in that place of freedom as the temptation rises to put another mask on when something happens. But we want to stay in this place of freedom. And so, and I encourage you, as I always do, to remove any mask that you may be wearing. And some might not think you're wearing a mask. You may have been wearing that thing for so long, it's just been embedded on your face and you don't know what I'm talking about. But here's a good way to determine if you're wearing a mask. When it's just you, nobody else is around, it's you and only you. How are you feeling deep inside? In your heart, in your mind, what's going on? Do you experience joy? Are you experiencing a sense of peace? Or are there hurts in your heart? Are there burdens that you're carrying? Have you built a wall around your heart? Do you feel like you can't trust people? Something's happened to me and I'm not going to let anyone else in because I will not ever, get hurt again. So the first thing you want to do is examine yourself, examine your heart. Where are you? And how do you feel about your life? How do you feel about yourself and your past? Because even if your past is not a wonderful past, when you heal from your past, looking back on it affects you differently. Healed versus not healed. Looking back on your past has a completely different effect on me. For example, when I look back at my past, now I am sometimes in disbelief because I'm saying, Lord, you did some amazing things in my life. I look at this life I live, I am just overwhelmed with love and blessings. I love myself. I love my God. I love my family. I love my enemies. I love my friends. And I see how my past has shaped me and framed me, but it's caused me to become a better person. I think differently now, and I have a level of compassion that I did not have before. So there's a different way that I look at my past. But the hurt Shantae, the unhealed Shantae, reflecting on her past, would quickly experience more hurt, more anger, more shame, more bitterness, more frustration, and I would just find myself stuck in this very bad and unhealthy place. So, removing masks is very important. And if you don't think you have masks, just kind of go through a self examination, self evaluation, and dig deep. How do you really feel about yourself, your life, your past? And then you can break it down and see if there are some things that you need to address. So, going through the whole healing process and how do you know, remove a mask and move forward? Well, that's where I always go back to the love of God, the redemption of Christ, the grace of God, and how He can restore you and heal you. And it sounds simple sometimes, a lot simple than it really is. But there is a beautiful formula. It's really all about submitting yourself to the Lord. Lord, this is who I am, and I've become someone that I don't like. I've become someone who is not the person that you have originally created me to be. And Lord, I want to be restored back to you, restored back to that person that you created me to be. And literally release it to the Lord and maintain an open heart. Listen to His voice and follow His instructions. He will give you guidance. The Holy Spirit will lead you, He will guide you, and put you back in that place of fellowship with Him, and you'll find that you've been relieved from all of the baggage of your past. Those masks have been removed, and you'll be free, shining, radiant, and brighter than ever before.